Today we're going to be talking about saving for your kids' college. Should you save? Should you not? Are you a team saver or you're a team
Figure it out?
figure it out? Yeah. I think personally I am a team saver. Like I would want to save for my kids' college, but let's see. So I have a story here, right? This is Marcus. Marcus said, like, I've got 60,000 saved for my daughter's college already, and she's only 8. Now, everyone is nodding impressed, right? But Marcus' cousin, Tony, isn't impressed. He's like, that's your mistake right there. I'm not saving a dime for my kids' college. They need to figure it out themselves. Get scholarships, take loans, whatever. That's how they will appreciate it, right? Marcus goes, so you want your kids to graduate with 100,000 in debt. Tony fires back, I want my kids to have some skin in the game instead of expecting everything handed to them. Right? So in this situation, I think both of them may really do have a point. But again, I'm team saver.
Okay. So you already took a side. For me, I guess we probably should keep, I will probably keep it middle ground.
Keep the option open.
I'll keep the option open. Trust me, Marcus has his reasons for saying, just like you said, even Tony, probably his experience from the past or whatever made him, revert or resolve to not handing off anything to his kids, and he wants them to figure it out. It could be his past experience. I've heard of stories where, kids end up blowing up whatever is given to them. Money saved up for education, they end up blowing it up as opposed to actually using it. So that might be a reason why Tony, right, is more of, figure it out as opposed to me and giving you hands out, right?
I get what you're saying, but like if you have accounts, like in Canada, we have the registered education savings plan. Like you don't need that money, like you can't squander it. So I don't even think that Tony is coming from a place of like past experience, really. I think Tony is just one of those people that we see more often than not, who are just like, you know what, I took student loan, you too take student loan. Like, I'm not helping you with a dime, figure it out. I don't want to spoil my kids, It's not even about spoiling. I think sometimes it's a lot of like, some people are just either selfish or like some people are just either like, this is what I went through. You should go through it as well. There's so many reasons. Let me just say there's so many reasons why people may choose not to save for college for their kids. And, I have somebody told me about a story, right?
Okay.
This particular guy, his parent, he went to so after school, he bought a house, and then his parents were like, okay, like let your siblings stay in the 2 other rooms because they bought a 3-bedroom home. Let them stay in the two other rooms while you stay in 1 room. And, help them out so that they can go to school. They can live there while going to school. And the guy was like, no, because like when I was paying my student loan, where were you? Because the parent apparently didn't contribute anything to his school. And the guy just graduated. He's like, well, I figured all this out by myself. I would rather rent this house out to an outsider and get money rather than, help my sibling out. So these are the kind of things that you see from, being that parent who is like, oh, I'm spending nothing.
Okay, so should we look at the pros and cons of either side? I think that's what we should probably look at.
Yes.
And then maybe we'll see if there's a way we can, I don't know, strike a middle ground.
Yeah.
So what will you call, or what are some of the pros, advantages to, having certain things in place for your kids? Having funds ready for them to go to school so they don't have to take out loans. What are some of the advantages you see to that?
I think you're preparing them for success. If you're saving for your kids, it's like you're like, I'm giving you everything you need to succeed. The rest is left to you, right? Okay. I think you give them the freedom to focus on whatever it is that they are pursuing when you take the financial aspect of it. Right? The fact that they don't have to worry about, how am I going to even pay the loan when I'm done with school? Or am I, I don't have access to loan, because back home, we didn't even have access to loan. So like taking the financial stress of your kids, I feel like it's setting them for success, setting them up for success. And I think that whatever you do may likely become a generational thing. So if you're that parent, they're like, oh, like I don't want to spend on it. Maybe that's the way your kids are gonna continue with their kids, and it's just gonna keep going in circles. I am team saver, like save for your kids whichever way you can.
Yeah.
It just gives them, personally, it gives them the freedom to focus.
But what if the kids decide that they don't want to go to school? Because I've heard of instances where you have this money saved up for them, you know, and then they probably want to be a TikToker. They don't want to go to school.
That's fine. Then I take my money. Like, you know what I mean? Like the money is saved there. They don't have to use it, but at least I'm making that provision for them. No, I've seen a lot of people, like I've seen a lot of things, like, you know, I registered kids for RESP, and, you know, I've heard a lot of things. Like I've seen, you know, when you talk to some people, they're like, no, like we don't want to save, like, you know, it's not important. You know what I mean? Like, you know, like they'll figure it out when they grow up, or when they get to that point, you know, like, and one thing I want people to understand is if you don't save for those kids, that $50 that you're putting away every week or every month, you're not going to have it if you don't save it for your kid. You're probably going to spend it on like maybe something else, like Netflix or something else. You're not going to, personally, I think in our daughter's RESP, in Annabelle's RESP, we probably have over $20,000. Tell me, if we didn't save for Annabelle, would we have $20,000? I don't think so. Really. I don't think so. And that's the more reason why I am team saver. Is like, save it, because out of sight is out of mind. Yeah.
Yeah. Makes sense. All right. Perfect. So let's look at the other side of their analysis here. So somebody feels saving for them
like
doesn't
Tony.
make any sense.
Yeah. It's right? Like you're spoiling them.
It doesn't make any sense. And someone else feels, oh, it's all good, which is the point just raised. In what scenario, if we're to tend towards Tony's side, like what's the con to not saving for them? I know you mentioned, of course, with the pro, they're able to concentrate on all that. What's your take on the cons of having them figure it out?
I think some parents are just like some people have had experiences where you know, their kids are just not responsible enough. And so they feel like, well, if I save for you, it's like I'm handing you over everything. Like I'm handing everything over to you. You're not going to be challenged, right? How are you even going to face life if you can't save for college, or if you can't see yourself through college and pay your loans and do you understand what I mean? Yeah. I feel like some parents just feel like doing everything for their kids is setting them up for failure rather than success, because then they are not going to be challenged, which I get. But I'm also I'm a fan of like, do your best and leave the rest for your kids. Like, just do what you have to do. Do what you have to do, not wondering about like, oh, would they even appreciate it, or would they squander the money? Like, just do your thing, personally.
So I'm guessing, of course, it's more of, if you let them figure it out, they get stressed. They start their life with probably heavy debt.
Heavy debt, yeah.
Right? They probably have to do multiple jobs to pay off the student loan as much as possible.
Yes.
They get set back a little in life because, take for example, if you want to get their first mortgage, the student loan will be hanging on them. Yeah. And if it's very heavy, it reduces their qualification, like how much they qualify for, right? So you want to start them up on the right path where they, like those heavy debts that can limit their ability to buy something quickly, or, get whatever financial aid or financial maybe loan or whatever from the bank that prevents them from being able to, you try to eliminate that out of the way.
Right? And you don't have to save big to save small. Like some of these savings, like save what you're comfortable saving, right? Yeah. Because again, like if you just don't save it, you probably won't have it. And that's just what it is.
Okay. Now let's try to strike a middle ground. So it's not like, I'm team saver or I'm team figure it out. Let's stay in the middle, right? Yeah. And what I mean by that is if you're not really comfortable with either side, you can, just fit in the middle. Yeah. Whereby,
and there are other options too that you can utilize rather than just the traditional savings.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. And you can also look at things like, in order for you to, in order for me to pay for your tuition or
Tuition or
whatever,
something.
these are the rules. You probably say that to your kids. You need to make sure you maintain a particular grade,
Yes.
right? So if you're concerned about your kids being frivolous or not being serious with their academics because they feel the money is there, you can set those rules in saying, oh, you need to probably maintain a B throughout, like minimum of a B, maybe B minus. Whatever, throughout, right? Just to make sure, whatever you're comfortable with. You also probably need to also say things like, oh, maybe during your holidays, you need to probably save for your, I don't know, your pocket money for the books or something. So they begin to learn financial responsibility as well, right? So they don't, once they're done with college, it's not like they are now faced
financially responsible just because you handed them everything.
Yeah, or now faced with a big challenge where they don't really understand what it means to make money or what it means to be able to fend for themselves, right?
Yes.
You expose them to that early, whereby maybe things like their books, for example, maybe like, little dues or whatever they pay out of pocket. I know of a family who even, the moment the daughter turned 15, during our holidays, they allow her work at Tim Hortons. I'm not saying you should do that for your kids, but the reason, when I asked the mom, the reason for that is she felt, she wants to teach the girl financial responsibility early in life.
Yes.
Right. So for the first time she got that paycheck, she was so excited. Right. And then our mom was like, oh, so what do you want to do with this? She said, I want to save it, which is good, right? And then the next time she came over to her mom saying, Mommy, I need money for this. And her mom said, but you have money in the account. And she said, no, I don't want to touch it, right? So you can see she's already beginning to have that saving culture, which is good, right? And that's because she understands that in order to make this $200, I had to put in so number of hours of work, right? And that help kind of, is beginning to shape our financial responsibility. Let me put it that way.
I'm glad you mentioned that, because I was just going to say that you don't even have to necessarily make those money like for certain things. You can save them. So these kids, you can encourage your kids to work, or to you can encourage them to work and then save those money, not even encourage them to work and use it to pay for books or something. They can just make those money and save it, just have it in savings, as opposed to you just saying, figure it out. So I don't think I'm ever going to be a team figure it out. I'm so sorry. Like, maybe I'm just mother N or whatever. I would always be team safe. I didn't, when I finished college, I didn't have debt. And I feel like that was great, because I didn't have to worry about, paying off like this huge loan, and then, struggling at the beginning of my career or whatever.
Yeah, just said that because, we could have some hardcore parents listening who feels, I want my kid to be tough. If you want them to be tough, you don't have to put the entire burden on them. You can make them tough still by letting them pay for the little stuff, while you still help them shoulder the heavy tuition, right, that comes with the college education.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. So today's been fun. I know it's a little tough topic, and then we have various school of thought around this. But trust me, we have a follow-up episode to this that's around saving for your kids' down payment. I know so many people are like, what are you talking about? But I think we should kind of dig into this, and let's see, what people think about it.
Okay, speed round session.
Okay.
For a few questions at you. So, should every parent open a savings account for their child at birth?
Yes.
I'll say yes. It's really helpful. Trust.
It's a rapid one.
Oh, okay. Yes. The earlier the better, because if you start early, your contribution monthly is minimal. But if you start late, then it becomes a burden to you. It's heavy.
Exactly.
Okay. Does struggling build better character than being financially supported?
Does what?
Does struggle build better character than being financially supported?
No.
Not necessarily. In some instances, yes, but trust me, it can also break some people.
Yes.
And they
struggling can break some people. Yeah.
Okay. Is giving your child a financial head start a form of privilege or parenting?
I'll say it's parenting. So there's a portion of scriptures that says a good father leaves an inheritance to his.
Exactly. Don't leave them with nothing. Don't say figure it out.
Should kids learn the value of money by earning their own first $10,000?
Yes, not necessarily their own first 10,000, but earning their own money.
Yeah, I think it's helpful.
Okay. Is it wrong to give your child what you never had?
No.
No, it's not wrong.
I think it's even important for you to give your child what you never had. Like I would want to give my children like whatever I didn't have access to.
Yeah.
Because I feel like if I turned out this way, then they probably would turn out better. Like if they have much more resources.
Yeah, there's an African adage also. Is there an adage? My dad says a lot.
Yeah.
Says, I pray you're better than me, right? So
yes,
that should be the
it's
joy
our
of every
prayer that
parent.
we're better than our kids.
Can too much financial help ruin your child's ambition?
Not necessarily. Too much financial help. I mean, this is the conversation we had, like about Tony and Marcus, right? I feel like in Tony's situation, it feels like, you know, providing financial help would not make them ambitious enough.
Yeah.
So, and I don't think that's necessarily the case. I think it just depends on how you do it, how you go about it.
Yeah, I also think that there's a place of making sure you expose your kids to financial literacy early in life. They need to really understand that and
let them understand money. Yeah.
Is it fair to expect your kids to figure it out because you had to?
No,
it's not fair.
I think it's not fair. It's brutal. It's wickedness. You shouldn't do it.
Especially if you have the means. Come
Yeah,
on. I mean,
especially if you have the means.
There are people who really want to help their kids, but they are a little disadvantaged.
Yes.
And they feel the huge pain in their heart when they see their kids struggle to go through. But then you have it, and then you're like, you know what? I want you to go figure it out. To me, that's wickedness.
Yeah. So the intent, if you are asking them to figure it out for another reason, I get that. But like the intent is really important. Don't do that to your kids just because you went through difficult times.
Yeah. It's understandable if you kind of feel that they are a little, I mean,
they're really reckless with money and you want to teach them a lesson.
You can pull back a little and then teach them that lesson. Make sure they've learned it before you kind of.
Financial literacy is always important.
Yeah.
If your child fails financially, is that on you?
Not necessarily. Some kids are gonna fail either ways.
Yeah.
Like whether you impact, whether you like whatever you do, some kids are probably gonna fail.
I'm just laughing because there's this saying. I'll just try to translate it to English as much as I can. A child that you taught but refused to take the lesson.
Yeah.
Right? You can't, the blame is on that child. I think there's a way to say it.
Yes.
Yoruba, I'm trying to,
Yes.
So you can actually try your best, but then how the kid turns out at the end of the day it's totally up to them. Because some will say, some will take it. Some, even with little, direction, they're already flying. Some you put in all the effort and then they're still.
You put it in their head. It's still not going to turn out right.
But then we have, of course, the place of, doing your best and trusting God to help them.
Yes, do your best and leave the rest to God.
Yeah.
Should your child have to pay you back if you invest in their future?
No, I think we shouldn't set the expectation to be paid back and this does not even have to do with our kids alone. I think naturally in life, I am a fan of giving without expecting back. I mean, that's what the Bible has taught us, right?
Yeah.
Give without having the expectation of getting back.
Yeah.
So when we're investing in our kids, I don't think it's right for us to be expecting certain things back or for us to expect that they pay us back.
Yeah. Yep.
We shouldn't be financial burdens to our kids.
That's the word.
Yeah.
Is it better to give your child knowledge or money?
Knowledge.
Both.
Knowledge translates to money eventually, right? So the financial knowledge, trust me,
it's powerful.
I get this point is like, if you had to choose one, I'm guessing, right? I think I'll probably go with knowledge because the knowledge will translate. No, if you had to choose one. Between knowledge and money.
If I have the money, I give them.
Okay.
And this is my last one. If your child wastes the money that you saved, is that your failure or their lesson?
That's their
lesson.
It's their lesson and it's their failure.
It's a lesson, and it could be your failure if you didn't teach them financial literacy.
If you didn't teach them financial literacy. Yeah. And sometimes it's unfortunate, you pass it to them in good faith and they can't manage it. It's not your fault. You've done all you can. In most cases, I think we're too hard on ourselves, right? Sometimes because you expect certain things from you. When you're giving something, you expect certain things in return. You probably are never going to get those things that you expect in return in most cases. So your best bet is just to do it and walk away.
Yeah,
Like
give
you
and just
cannot
don't look back.
control how someone is going to use what you give them. Even God, like the way God works with us,
Gives us free
He
will.
gives us free will. He's not going to control how we're going to use it. He's giving us the free will to choose what to do with it. Okay.
Yeah, it's been fun having this conversation around saving for your kids' education. I know there's a lot of questions out there from people. You can put that in the comment. If you have any opinion, anything you want to kind of share.
Are you a team saver or are you a team figure it out? Let us know in the comment section.
Yeah.
All right. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, and see you next week.